T-A-G-A. There is only one Montega. There is only one America. There is only one you. And again, thank you for unplugging from the Matrix here with me. The show will start in just a moment. Don't forget, visit the Echelon platform to get all the amazing merch. Make sure that you are supporting the show by wearing it on your body. We have tons of new merch out there for you guys. So feel free to go get you something that represents you being unplugged from the Matrix and from under the control of the deep state and the Illuminati. The show is about to start soon. Hey everybody, this is Tony Montega, Tony X, Antoine Tucker. Thank you for being here. The show will start in one moment. So go make sure you take care of the bathroom breaks. Go get your beverage. Get your chips and popcorn. We're about to unplug from the Matrix together. And again, thank you very much for being here. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at Montega, M-O-N-T-A-G-A. That is Montega, M-O-N-T-A-G-A. There is only one Montega. There is only one America. There is only one you. And again, thank you for unplugging from the Matrix here with me. The show will start in just a moment. Don't forget, visit the Echelon platform to get all the amazing merch. Make sure that you are supporting the show by wearing it on your body. We have tons of new merch out there for you guys. So feel free to go get you something that represents you being unplugged from the Matrix and from under the control of the deep state and the Illuminati. The show is about to start soon. Hey everybody, this is Tony Montega, Tony X, Antoine Tucker. Thank you for being here. The show will start in one moment. So go make sure you take care of the bathroom breaks. Go get your beverage. Get your chips and popcorn. We're about to unplug from the Matrix together. And again, due to adult language, themes, and images, I'm going to warn you, don't have your children around. Please don't let your children hear the language. Please, viewers' discretion is advised. I gave you a warning. Now let's get into the show. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because somewhere around the world it is truly what time it is, and I'm your host, the dopest political analyst on this planet and the most feared former congressional and senatorial candidate of these United States. Antoine Tucker, Tony Montega, Montega, the truth, the threat, the legend, Neo, the wisest man in the room, and I'm here with you and we are free. From the Matrix. Man, I worked up a sweat in here in the back room. Could you do me a favor in the world, please, before you get comfortable? Could you give me a coconut water, please? We got to talk about a few things. Somali fraud. I don't think that it's sad because, you know, as a black man, as a self-educated black man, I feel the pain of the good immigrant, particularly the Somali immigrant. The one that's working hard, not trying to steal, not trying to, game the system or, that. None of that, right? None of that. Because I can see a lot of black Americans out there squandering their existence by continuing to produce and participate in a culture that doesn't benefit them. And then there's men like me who got the tattoos, who wear the jewelry, and then they see us and then they automatically just assume that this guy's probably like some of the people that they see online. But it's not black men as a total. It's not black people as a total. What happens is you turn on your computer or pick your cell phone up, and then there's something called an algorithm. Something that is being fed to you so you believe that society and its existence is just this one way. In order for the machine to control any of us, we have to believe that somehow, in some way, shape, or form, we see the world and the world is different. So they give us all different perspectives. And if our perception is different, we'll always have something to argue about. Because we'll hardly have anything that we can agree on. Consequently, most Americans agree. We're tired of being taxed and seeing our money go towards people who don't give a fuck about us. And even some of the most disgruntled Americans who don't like this administration or any past administrations or any administration since they've been alive, for sure, is still against hearing that people took millions or billions of dollars that was meant to go towards children, and none of that money went to them. Nobody's okay with that. Give me one moment, please. I'm sorry. Nobody's okay with that. Nobody's okay with money that was supposed to be allocated to feed children never got to them. You never fed, you never clothed, you never housed children. And I want to remind people that even though this is your tax dollars, you're not responsible for the outcome, only your effort. So God knows your heart. Especially if you're trying to, be a part of a country and make it successful so your children can have a success story themselves. But what's really effed up is seeing the Somalians that go online and create the content saying that people are jealous so that they're broke. When you're broken and you're sent here. When you're on the same cell phones that we provide you with. The very air that you breathe is privileged because of the people that you openly mock. And then you think you're going to garner support. And it makes it worse for the individuals who work hard, who are not a part of any usury, which is against Islam. But we very well know that these communities consistently participated in the covering up of stealing what would be billions of dollars from children who would need it the most. There's nothing but empty daycares. Let's play the clip. Oh, wait. Where do we go with here? Remember I told you it's funny how Ilhan Omar all of a sudden is worth $30 million? Didn't I tell you that if you looked into her husband, you would see how money was facilitated? You see the screen? Ilhan Omar's hubby, $30 million firm, quietly scrubs names from website as squad member faces mounted questions on Sutton Wealth, amid Minnesota welfare fraud.
Also former Navy SEAL. Congressman, what's your reaction to this? The Congressman seemed to laugh it off, and then she blamed the FBI for not catching the fraud in Minnesota.
And I think that was stupid of her to mock the FBI. I don't think that she's going to get away with it. When you're that big of a target, you're a get out of jail guarantee card. And someone's going to get hit with enough time where it doesn't even matter if someone tells. There's a reason why her husband scrubbed the information from the website and don't want to be associated with it is because he's associated with it. It's because he was paid from it. It's because he made money from it. It's because he's probably involved. And it's everything that I'm just allegations. I'm alleging him. Again, just like I alleged months ago when we first started talking about the fraud, that lady that was killed in Minnesota and shot, her family shot, that guy that went there, I told you guys, that man said Walt sent him there. And she was the only person who voted against the fraud. Now everyone's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. And I told you in a prior show that if you check her net worth, you would find out that that money, I believed, came from this fraud. She's the person who presented the legislation in the first place. Of course, she's responsible. For there to be money sent overseas to another country to help another country, and that country is still dusty, that is just ridiculous. Billions of dollars have left from the United States of America to go somewhere, and the people still is dusty. Then you have the Somali community here creating videos. Instead of standing up for stand-up Somali American citizens, you just add more fuel to the fire, saying the dumbest shit that you can say out your face. Because you think that the views make you cool. It makes you a target. From everybody. It's stupid. The people who were involved in this didn't protect any last one of you. They didn't help your families. In fact, they stole from you and everyone else. In no way, shape, or form are you here in the very air that we provide you with. The freedom that you have to walk around here, that very thing that you have that comes from us. It doesn't absolve you from being stolen from either. They took from your children's education, from their welfare. They've stopped you from having better housing. They stopped you from participating in the American dream. And the only reason why you find yourself so hateful and so upset still is because the very people who are around you stealing the American dream from you stood right in your face and chanted hate for the American flag and for the American life that you have, that you're here. I have to tell myself sometimes, with everything that I have, slow down and enjoy what you have. I struggled with it for a while. And there's people who don't realize they come from, or maybe they just forgot, they come from the worst conditions ever. They prayed to God to get out of it. And then when God gave them refuge, they spat back in his face. Everybody has something that they prayed for. And I'm questioning, are you even, any one of us? How many of us that pray for the things, how many of us appreciate it? How many of us do you take the time to look at it and appreciate it? Spend time with what you pray for? How many of you do that? I try to do it as often as I possibly can. As a reminder, like I may be sitting here just looking at my jewelry, but I remember when I prayed for it. The cars, I prayed for it. The house, I prayed for it. I prayed for it. Gave all the energy I could for it. I prayed for it. And there's people who came from places where their daughters would be sexually assaulted every day, where the men would not have opportunities to protect their families and themselves. And those very people who prayed to leave those conditions and came here are forgetting that they prayed to leave. God remembers. I'm going to let Roy say something real quick. I want to add to this.
Thank God that President Trump won that election. Thank God that we do not have a Harris-Walz presidency because they would be encouraging this to continue. But this is what happens when you have massive welfare programs that are funding people that are coming into our country, whether it's illegally or frankly through well what they were doing. It's a part of an enterprise-wide effort that's global, tied to the United Nations, tied to world organizations, NGOs, our own taxpayer dollars that are being used against us while we import people to be put on the welfare state, to be put on Medicaid, and to take taxpayer money. It's fraud that has to be stopped, and people need to be removed, deported, denaturalized, and sent back to Somalia. Thank God that President Trump...
That was a shot at Ilhan Omar. They're not stupid. And you know what is sad about all of this? Where was the FBI? Stopping bombs and bad guys with knives and guns is very important, it's highly important. And I thank God for the men and women who do decide to wake up and still do that very shitty job, because there's people who just destroyed the FBI, its brand. And it really started off on a bad note with the cross-dressing guy anyway, who was the starting director. But for the people who have done the hard work, you know, and who haven't sold their souls, I want to say, you know, thank God for you, man. God bless your family, man. Thank you very much. But yeah, where was the FBI? Why did it take a young kid to go to Minnesota? First, he went there and they accosted the young man leaving there. I spoke to I left a message on my friend Hucklebee's page, and I want to see if a few of the Patriots, a few of the brothers want to go out there, man. We should have a nice shindig with the Christians, you know, and get the white folks in the area out there, man. We should get them out there for the New Year's. We should do something real special for them out there, man. We should have a beautiful big sign outside that says Somali is a shithole. God bless America. And we should have a beautiful event, and we should hold it there for all the true Americans. You know, we don't care what political side you're on. If you're just tired of people coming to your country, stepping all over your flag and disrespecting the hard work that you put in and laughing in your face, you're more than welcome to come there, come hear us speak. But we're really actually thinking about putting something together and going to Minnesota, because for a young kid to go there, for them to accost this kid, then he goes back and he just knocks on doors. Guy knocks on doors, and then he sees that there's nobody there. Well, maybe just people inside rubbing feet. Shit is sad. Let me see. Now the federal agents are on ground probing the fraud. But the kid was already there. So what if the kid didn't do this? What if the kid didn't go in? What if the kid didn't make it happen where he decided to put himself in harm's way again? And I'm sure he probably had security there with him, but he still could have got hurt.
I started drinking warm water to help my prostate.
Me too. I started to drink warm water to help my prostate too. Your friends laughed at you too? Me too.
Video of Homeland Security investigators on the ground in Minneapolis, saying they are, quote, conducting a massive investigation on childcare and other rampant fraud. Their investigation following a viral video that now has...
Yeah, why is this young man the reason that the FBI finally is on the ground? You know what? To wrap this up, we're going to go back into one of the other conspiracy theories that I gave you guys. I'm sorry. I was perched. We're going to go back into another conspiracy theory that I gave you guys. What's going on over here? Tim Walz was picked to be the vice president because this money laundering machine went deeper than just the pockets of a few Somalians. It was an open way for them to steal money from the American people and feed it back into, I believe, the Democrat Party. I believe that when we do enough digging, we're going to find that some of these stolen dollars was allocated towards the campaign of a Kamala Harris who spent, I believe it was $2 billion. Yeah, something like $2 billion. There's billions of dollars missing out of Minnesota. And I believe that there was a specific reason why they got Waltz to participate in that sham election run with that puppet Kamala. And you can say what you want, right? Because there are a lot of people, because I'm gonna make sure I end this with this show, because I just want to give you guys something logical and reasonable to think about. And I want to say something unofficially on behalf of the leader of this administration, right? I don't speak for him, but I just want to say something on behalf of him, right? It's hard because this is a machine that has been created over 100 years ago. When the United States was turned into a corporation, it gave a private group of individuals basic control over the global economic order, i.e. control over the planet. And every major nation that participates in that form of currency exchange is at the rule of those individuals who created the centralized banking system in the first place. This country is a corporation. Donald Trump, during this administration, cannot come out and arrogantly tell you stopping the Board of Education and the indoctrination of your children, as well as the mutilation of their body parts, was him stopping a New World Order agenda. Because the news, which is still Mockingbird, which all of you know, would still come out and say he's crazy. But you wouldn't know about Jeffrey Epstein if it wasn't for Donald Trump. None of you would. All of this came from the fact that this man said something. Donald Trump and his administration stopped them from pumping your children full of mercury, causing autism, exposing the fact that Tylenol was one of the main culprits of doing it, exposing the fact that this government participated in the creation and the exchange of a SARS v COVID virus, and then forced the internet companies to enforce policy that will remove any and all information, exposing the government's detailed activity and blatant disregard for human life. They then forced them to participate in covering up the fact that they stole the 2020 election, which already the president of, the dictator of Venezuela has already confirmed that they have the software and it was used. They unleashed a pandemic on the population, which was an aggressive flu. And then to depopulate the planet, they produced a nanoparticle shot that started unaliving millions of people globally. And this government, the United States of America, under the last administration, forced all of their most important minds and thinkers to take that shot, poisoning and unaliving countless brilliant doctors, athletes, actors and actresses, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters. And it was this administration that exposed it and stopped them from producing this trash and forcing it on your children. It was this administration, whether you like it or not, that put an end to covert actions on this or in the American soil. Of course, you're not going to get everything you want about the young man that tried to assassinate him, nor about the guy who was at the grass, nor about the Charlie Kirk, because then it's going to expose methods and covert operations that they don't want you to know. And you don't have to like me saying it. It's just the truth. They're not going to tell you that they were behind 9/11, but they were behind 9/11. I'm not going to blame Donald Trump for 9/11. I'm not going to blame him for anything that the deep state has done, because I realize he's just one fucking man who's forced to play the game of politics. Whether you like it or not, that's your prerogative. This is a very big world. And in my opinion, I believe it would be very beneficial for this man to just be candid with the American people and inform them he has stopped the largest blackmailing ring of major political leaders by this government and the Israeli government, which has taken place before he had the ability to do really anything. He was a young man when they implemented Jeffrey, and Jeffrey was doing this before he even met Jeffrey. So was Glazane. Everything started because of the deep state. They don't care about our countries. If they've infected us here, they've infected every other major nation around the world. They don't care about our flags. They don't care about our religion. They don't care who we pray to. They care about control. And I'm watching someone who is trying his best to stop a lot of shit. And some people may not agree with me. You leave it in the comments. If it's respectful enough, I might respond. I might ask you to send me more. But I'm somebody who looks at the whole picture. Everything. And I can't ignore the fact that the largest blackmailing ring was stopped. Am I mad that they're not disclosing everything and anything about it? No, absolutely not. Because then it would make them responsible. People would be filing lawsuits on the government. Should the government be held? I mean, they're gonna take your money. Just need to make sure that shit don't happen in the future. We need to start vetting the people who are running for political office, and we need to make sure that their allegiance is to these United States of America and nowhere else. We need to make sure that they have a whole full track record and history of being American first. What's going to be really interesting before I go is if Tucker Carlson decides to throw his hat into the 2020 you-know-what race and decide that he might want to run for president of the United States of America. In the comments, let me know, would you vote for Tucker Carlson if Tucker Carlson said he wanted to run for president of the United States of America? Or would you not? I've been a patient here now for close to a year. I wanted the best care. I wanted consistent care. Sometimes you can go to places and when you do the reviews, you'll see, oh, you know, it's okay. If this person is working, it's bad. But when you check the reviews on the Smile Doctor, it's all positive. As soon as you walk in the door, I was always made to feel like I was a priority. It can give you a great experience. The televisions on the ceilings almost give you a euphoric flying feeling. They find out what music you like. So even the music of choice that you do like, it's playing when you walk in. I had a debilitating tooth issue that was actually going to start eating away at my bone marrow. And Dr. Reed caught it very early on. He removed the bad tooth. The surgery was easy, it was painless. I have 2 brand new teeth, and like I said, they're very attentive. So they're gonna measure your discomfort, they're gonna measure what pain you may have, and they're gonna deal with it. It's just a beautiful and positive environment. The experience here is unlike anything else I've ever went to, and I just encourage anybody out there, if you're watching this, come see the facility. Come listen to how quiet it is. Come listen to how happy the people are when they're exchanging words to each other. Come experience what it is to actually come and smile with confidence. Come to the Smile Doctor.